Well, I'm a little gassed out trying to help John with his tractor there. It's just, the dirty fumes out of the crank vent. The tractor hasn't been running. We're trying to get the lift arms working. But I'll try and pick up the story where I left it off. A little university girl with her professor with the fountainhead, yeah, Ayn Rand. So anyways, I said, you know, the story progresses along. I'm going, oh yeah, Ayn Rand, you know, she was born, I don't know, around 1900 in Russia, came to the United States in the roaring 20s. Again, very prolific screenplays, movie themes, whatever, host of books. I said, the thing is, I don't know, you know, she wrote the Fountainhead like, I don't know, 1940 or something. And like a decade or a little more later, she came out with Atlas Shrugged. Which really, I mean, she'd struggled that long, that decade or more, in a whole nother book. And you know, I said, as you notice there, kiddo, they're big, thick, you know, big, thick books with lots of big words. She's like, yeah, there's a lot of big words. I'm like, yeah, well, but my point is, you know, more than a decade, another big, thick book full of big, thick words to really get the premise right, like what she was trying to express. What she did get right in Atlas Shrugged. And, you know, I can see the school marm. She's, you know, looking like she's ignoring this, but she's not flipping the pages in her book. She's really enjoying this, right? And I said, well, she something about, well, I don't think my English lit prof would give me this if you know. And I'm like, well, you know, I don't know. It's just my take on the matter. I said, the only fault I can find with Ayn Rand, brilliant woman, is, you know, given the era she lived and was writing in, nobody really realized in those days, you know, that pollution was going to be a problem. So her whole premise of industrialization and stuff, it's the only flaw I can find in her writing, really. But again, it was the times. Oh, do you think so? Well, just my opinion on Anne and her writings. I said, ask your professor there if, I think I said prof, ask your prof there if he recognizes the term, who is John Galt? And she's like, ugh. I'm like, no, really ask him if he knows what that, has heard of that term. If he's even read Atlas Shrugged. And she's like, fussing with her book, and she's like, well, I don't think I'm going to ask him that. The school marm pipes up. She goes, dear, it's English literature. He is your professor. And yes, ask him if he knows who is John Galt. That was hilarious. Yeah, who is John Galt? That's the quote. Who is John Galt? Kind of been lost in our lexicon now as the years have gone by, but yeah, the little arrogant schoolgirl never, I don't think she finished the book. She certainly didn't spend much time with it on that flight. I bought her a glass of wine, and the school marm took a scotch on the rocks. It was hilarious. Sometimes you got to mess with them a bit, but my point is, an education doesn't lead to wisdom. It doesn't even lead to common sense sometimes. Oh, here comes John. How's it working now?
It's this